everyone and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be making some two-tone coasters. I'm really excited about these. These are one of my popular coasters on my store. So this is the mold I'm going to use. You can find this on Amazon. I think it comes in a set of 5. As usual, I'm going to be using Craft Resin. If you want a discount, we'll leave some codes in the description. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by popping some silver leaf straight onto my mold. We get asked this a lot, where whether it'll lift straight up, and it does. So once you've popped your silver leaf on your mold, what happens is once you pour your resin on top of it and then it sets onto the resin and it creates like a beautiful metallic kind of finish, which is really nice. This works a lot better when your molds are firstly new. It just seems to stick better to it, but we're going to work with it anyway. And obviously you can use any colours that you like. I'm going to be using the Craft Resin mica powders today. They come in a pack of 30 and you get so many different colours, which is fab. I'm also going to be using white alcohol ink, and I really do recommend using a good alcohol ink when working with resin, because if you use cheap ones, they just yellow over time or they fade over time. And obviously if you're working really hard on a resin project, the last thing you want is to spend all that time, all that money, all that effort, and then your piece to fade over time. Like, it's really gutting. So I recommend using 2 brands, which I absolutely swear by, tried and tested by me. I use the Fluids alcohol ink just here. This is what it looks like. You can find it on Amazon. And also the Pinata brand is amazing as well. This is what it looks like, and they do tons and tons of colours, so that's what I'm going to be using alongside my grey. I've already pre-mixed my resin, and just a little top tip, what I tend to do is once I've mixed up my resin is I leave it to sit for about 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more, keep checking it so it doesn't flash cure. And what this does is it just allows any air bubbles to rise, and then you can squirt some alcohol ink, and then it just helps get rid of those micro bubbles. I'm just dusting off any excess of the silver leaf. There we go, and that's all ready to go. And then the next bit, I've got 2 paper cups. Now I like to use paper cups with this technique because what you can do is you can just squeeze the edge just like this, and then it like pours really easily. I know a lot of people like to use silicone cups, which is great as well because you can reuse them again and again. What I love about the Craft Resin mica powders as well is the pigment is really good in them, so a little bit goes a long way. And just remember, when you're mixing your mica powders into your resin, you can always add more, but you can never take away. So it's better to add a little bit and then see if you like how it's looking, and if you want to add more you always can. So I've just got my grey mixed up. I'm really happy with how that's looking. It's really important to make sure you're mixing properly when you're mixing your colour into your resin, because if you don't mix it properly, what's going to happen is you're going to get lots and lots of little lumps on your piece when you come to demold, and it's really disappointing. So just take your time on this bit. And also don't mix too fast when you're mixing it in, because you're going to create loads of those air bubbles that we're trying to not create. And then I've got my white alcohol ink in this one, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix it, but I'm not going to mix it too much, because as you can see it creates that beautiful swirl effect, and that's what I'm looking for with this. And that's what's really good about the Pinata alcohol inks, is they create that beautiful kind of marbling effect. And then to get the two-tone, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to squeeze both my cups like I showed earlier, and I'm going to pour them both at the same time. Doesn't have to be perfect. Everything handmade is unique and lovely, so don't worry about it being perfect. If I see one colour's going over a little bit more, I just stop one colour for a second and then just pour with the other one. But as you can see, that's pretty much halfway, which I'm really happy with. And that's it. And as you can see, the white alcohol ink with the mica powder is creating that beautiful swirl effect, and I just love how that turns out with Craft Resin. So, as like a proper art channel, here is one I made earlier. I have one all ready to demold. I feel like I'm on Art Attack when I say that. So we have one here to demold. How pretty! I can't cope, I absolutely love it. And see what I mean about that silver metallic? You can get this in so many colours as well, so you can get gold, you can get rose gold, you can also get like pinks and greens. So you can do any colour you like. Now I tend to leave this coaster design just like this. I really like the look of it, but what you can do is you can edge it with the edging pens or anything like that if you want to, but I really like the design of this. But yeah, there's a really quick coaster tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you do decide to make anything like this, make sure you tag us on Instagram. We love to see your creations. It's just craft.resin on Instagram. And if you have any questions, do be sure to reach out to us, because we love to help you guys out and see what you're creating. But other than that, I will see you in the next video.